Tonight's presentation of King of the Cage is brought to you by Lucas Oil, made in America, sold to the world, and by General Tire. Anywhere is possible.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Spirit Lake Casino and Resort, St. Michael, North Dakota, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout in the welterweight division. Your referee in charge of the action, Sensei Cecil Peoples. Introducing first, in our Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, official weight 168.8 pounds. He represents Boston Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Team Triumph. Ladies and gentlemen, from Manchester, New Hampshire, presenting Jordan Boisvert. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 6 feet tall, official weight 172.4 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, from Pensacola, Florida, presenting Matthew M.J. Joseph.
Let's go.
And here we go, Cecil Peoples working overtime tonight and spinning back kicks twice here in a row, really setting himself up for a takedown if he keeps doing that.
Yeah, Jordan coming out throwing all kinds of crazy kicks. He looks like a wrestler, and as soon as I say that, he takes a nice deep shot, kind of has his head trapped in there and needs to get it out of there.
Wow.
But instead of that, he just overpowers it.
That was like a diversion tactic. He's like, I'm going to come out with some karate, and then I'm going to take you down with my wrestling. And then that's exactly what happens here. Goes from like straight roundhouse kicks to a takedown. And now working the side control and working his opponent against the cage here.
Matt Joseph just buying his time, trying to get up. Great head control. We got a choke set in here by Jordan. Matt just trying to buy some space, pops his head out, eats a knee to the groin.
Yeah, that was pretty low. Really quiet in here, Sean. It's almost like I don't want to talk too loud and ruin everybody's time here.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. Let's take a look at this shot right here. Inside, just straight to the groin. It's hard to see in there. You know, that was never intentional, but it's just part of the game. Yeah, it's funny. It's a lot like a pro boxing match. You don't get a lot of noise. You don't hear anything but the corners and girlfriends just yelling and screaming at you in there, but
you say pro boxing, sounds like a golf match right now. It's crazy, but these guys are really putting it on. How many know this ain't golf? But like you said, man, these fans are really intrigued by MMA, so they're really focused. I mean, everybody is focused except we're the only ones loud in here. Spirit Lake Casino and Resort. I want to thank them for hosting King of the Cage tonight, and of course, General Tire. Anywhere is possible. And both fighters with 1 minute and 22 seconds remaining here. Cecil Peoples is tempted to break this up.
Yeah, Matt Joseph just trying to get his leg out of there. I'm sure Cecil let him work a little bit now that he's free. And there's a great takedown attempt, but good hips of Matt Joseph. Ends up on top in half guard. Needs to post up here in this last minute and do some damage.
The intensity and the stare of this room right now is what making this fight just the centerpiece. I mean, no one's like worried about their beer spilling right now. Everybody's just like into this fight. You see him back there, and now trying to open up and explode here, Sean.
Yeah, Joseph is just on his back, getting mounted, getting bashed away by Jordan's just smashing, hammer fisting. You can tell he's a big, powerful dude at this weight class. Has an armbar available if he chooses to take it. 30 seconds left. He's just going to grind it out.
Jordan just continues to open up here. And just the way to do it, continue to be just persistent with what you're trying to do, trying to gain position. But right here, he's just like, no, I got to just score some points, trying to, oh, man, this is nasty.
Yeah, Joseph's doing a good job of not really absorbing too much of these punches, though. He's moving out of the way, bucking, trying to get out of there, and he makes it through the round.
And that will conclude that round between these two fighters, Jordan Boisvert and Matt Joseph, as we take a look at the replay.
And there's a good low shot, drops his hip, gets in there. I thought he was going to change directions, pull his head out, but just decides to overpower it.
Right here, that nice takedown. Kind of ends up in the bad position there, but ultimately gets out of it and uses it to his advantage.
But you look at a lot of these punches here from being mounted are just either skipping off or completely missing. Matt Joseph doing a good job of not taking too much damage from these punches. Because if more than 2 or 3 of those would have landed, Steve, this fight may be over already.
Yeah, he's definitely not paying patty cake out there. And those, when they connect, man, they hurt. They may not look like they hurt, but they do, because you're not seeing the head move back because the canvas is holding the head.
Yeah, there's no flexibility right there.
Absolutely. Round 2. Cecil calls it, and here we go. Sure trying to avoid the takedown is Matt Joseph, but man, nice sprawl by Joseph.
Yeah, that's a better sprawl. Needs to kick that leg out of there. Get away from those hips, push that head down.
Endangered of still being taken down here because Boisvert, he is persistent when it comes to the takedown department. Cecil people saying work. I believe they are.
Jordan just trapped under there, trying to turn the corner, didn't quite make it.
Matt Joseph showing some good strength here too. Oh, takes some shots to the body.
Some shots to the body, good elbow. Looks like Joseph's tape's coming off of his right glove. They might stop this for a second to fix that tape. But now into side control here, at least half guard, is Matt Joseph.
And the tape always comes off at the most wrong point in a fighter's career because they're like, oh man, I was in a good position. Changes the flow of things.
Well, I don't know if Cecil saw it. He's just letting him go, letting him keep working.
Matt Joseph trying to cross the half guard here. But to Jordan Boisvert's credit, man, he's really holding it down. I think right here, yeah, there we go. He's going to call it. So we are going to check the glove here. Make sure they cut this out a bit. Cecil Peoples getting warned there.
Cecil Peoples was having none of it. He said, boys, we're to his room right there. Get out there quickly.
And Ralph Cook, part of the commission out in this area, helping us out, ensuring the safety of the fighters. Ralph Cook has done numerous amounts of King of the Cage events, and we've worked with him, so he's done a really good job. And you know, I'm sure he saw that glove, and that was just driving him nuts right now. Like, we got to stop this. Ralph Cook, one of the best. As we head back into this round, shoots in for that takedown. Gets it. Does not get it and reverses it, excuse me.
Yeah, Jordan went in there with authority. It looked like he was going to finish it, but that's the second or third time that Matt Joseph's been able to stuff it and end up on top. Now he's going to work.
And, you know, the points factor in, man. When you're defending that takedown and then you come back and you throw a couple shots, I mean, it's basically like you just stole that takedown from him. You're scoring a couple more points on top of that as he gets into the full mount position and looks to rain down some punishment here.
Yeah, it's really disheartening for Boisvert to get a nice deep shot in there. You're the wrestler. You have all the things going the way that it should. Then you end up on your back getting bashed from the mount position from Matt Joseph.
Do you think this day and age that wrestlers are still having that problem being on their back, or is it just so diverse nowadays? MMA is just so mixed in the world that that's just not a factor anymore.
Yeah, I think with these amateurs, it really still is a factor because they're just coming out of high school and college wrestling, may have not been doing as much jiu-jitsu, and they end up in this situation, which is weird for them. Because no matter what you do, whether you're a pure jiu-jitsu guy or whether you're a wrestler guy, you're not getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
Guys aren't trying to knock you out.
Yeah. Right here, you can see that's exactly what Matt Joseph is trying to do as we head off into round 3. So a great job done by Matt Joseph and Jordan Boisvert. When we return, it is round 3 here at King of the Cage.
Tonight's presentation of King of the Cage is brought to you by Lucas Oil, made in America, sold to the world, and by General Tire. Anywhere is possible.
And welcome back to King of the Cage here on MAP TV as we head off into round 3 between Jordan Boisvert and Matt Joseph. Cecil Peoples, our chaperone for this fight. I can't believe I just called him a chaperone, but you know what I mean. Sound like we're at a prom or something. These guys are like, we're fighting, man. This ain't no prom.
There's a good body kick by Joseph.
Oh, and a nice takedown attempt, and then obviously gets reversed again, gives up his back. But like we were talking about, the frustration of Jordan constantly getting his takedown stuffed by Matt Joseph.
Well, he desperately tried to get away from that vicious overhand right of Matt Joseph's and turned his head for a second, what got him out of position, and next thing you know, he ends up mounted again.
Remember, this is in the amateur division, scheduled for three-minute rounds or less. Obviously, we have made it to the third round between Jordan Boisvert and Matt Joseph. Matt Joseph in the red gloves, Boisvert in the blue gloves. So we're looking at some more elbows being dropped by Joseph, but Boisvert doing a good job of keeping those hooks in, sustaining any damage, and as soon as I say that, takes a couple shots.
Well, I really like Joseph. Even when he's not punching and doing any damage, he's making it really uncomfortable for Boisvert with his forearm, with his head, with his chin, just constant pressure. And there's a good hip bust by Jordan, but couldn't quite get out of it. Bashing away at the ribs now is Joseph.
This really turned into a whole different fight in round 2. Round 1 was led by Jordan Boisvert. I mean, he was really dominating the fight. Joseph just turned things around as he continued to stuff those takedown attempts by Boisvert. Here we go. We got the tape glove. Tape coming off the glove again.
Boy, who gave these guys this tape? This is horrible tape.
I was gonna say something. Their cornermen probably just looking down going, oh.
Just straight 99-cent store tape coming off on the worst possible moment. Especially Matt Joseph was dominating that section right there.
It does change the pace of things. I mean, everything can change in an instant. Each second that's taken away starts changing that as well.
Well, talking about change, he was in the mount, bombing away. Next thing you know, his tape comes undone, and now he gets taken down and he's pinned up against the cage with Boisvert when trying to get past this guard, and he's getting bashed with the jackhammer left now.
He's just probably thinking in his mind right now, man, I was really dominating. But man, look at this. Jordan Boisvert looking to turn things around. I don't know if there's enough time for him to be able to finish this if this does go the distance, but so far, so good.
But you know what, Steve, this is great for these amateurs. It creates a great experience for them to learn stuff like that.
Yeah.
To give up, to make sure you don't have these mistakes happen.
And as you say that, look at Matt Joseph's doing that, just that. Going, you know what, man, I'm learning right now. Spins things around, and now working from the full guard.
And this is how you win fights. You end up on top, 10 seconds left in this final round, working. Did a great job with 30 seconds left to transfer his position, and now he's in a dominant spot.
Yeah.
Probably going to get a nod from the edges just for this.
Yeah, to the judges' minds, this right here looks like dominance and control and keeping that aggression up. Look at the replay, the takedown attempt by Jordan Boisvert. And Joseph ends up on the ground here. And this is where he's able to start controlling things. Postures up a bit, starts landing a couple points here and there. Takes a nice aim there, takes his time. Maybe, okay, right there, boom. Just some nice attempts here by Boisvert, but this is where Matt Joseph switches things around.
Yeah, it looked like Jordan just got a little tired there and gave that up easy.
And Joseph right here, this is where he just ends the fight up. I think I saw a mouthpiece come out there too. We throw it to the cage for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action here in the Peace Garden State, we go to the judges' scorecards, and all 3 judges at cage side, A, B, and C, score this bout exactly the same way. 29-28 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, Matthew M.J. Joseph.